Hey guys, today I'm filming my finale for my Finish 13 by Halloween project pan. This was a collab with a bunch of amazing ladies. I will have all of their channels and their videos linked down below. Please go make sure that you check out every single person from this collab, and I would love it if you would subscribe to their channel. They all make such amazing content that I know you guys would absolutely love. And I always love project pan finales because I feel so successful, and then it's usually followed by an intro to a new project. So I always have something going on here, and I'm so happy because I was able to be pretty successful. I was able to meet my goal on everything, and I was also able to exceed my goal on a couple of the products. So I will show you guys the progress on everything I had left at my last update, and then at the end I will run through all the items from this project to let you know whether I would repurchase them or not. So the first two things I was able to completely use up with my Pixi facial spray. So I had the Glow Mist, which I was using as a primer spray, and the Makeup Fixing Mist, which I was using as a setting spray. So my goal for both of these was to use up half of where I started from at the beginning of the project. So my goal line is this silver line. You can't see very well. I was here last month. My goal line was right here, and I was able to finish this completely using it every single day. And then the Makeup Fixing Mist, I was here last month. My goal line is right here, so I was also to greatly exceed my goal and finish them both up completely. I actually just finished them probably 2 days ago, so it was right up to the finale, but I'm so happy I was able to finish them. These are not my absolute favorite. The Glow Mist is a little greasy. If you're looking for more of a primer mist or something to hydrate the skin, the Hydrating Milky Mist I do much prefer from Pixi. This one's a little greasy for me. And then the Makeup Fixing Mist, which is a really nice makeup setting spray, but as you guys know, setting sprays don't do a ton for me. I felt like this did reduce any powdery look to my skin, but it didn't do much beyond that. But I'm really happy I was able to use these up. I do feel very accomplished with that, and I do have quite a few setting sprays that I need to use, so that feels really exciting to have those used up and to have exceeded my goal. The next thing I finished was the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. This is just a deluxe sample size. You can see I cleaned it out completely. I scraped as much as I could with the applicator, then I did stick a Q-tip down there to get out everything. This primer is incredibly expensive. I actually have quite a few backups of the deluxe samples, which I'm really excited about, but people have always raved about this, saying it is one of the best primers ever for oily skin. This did not do anything to mattify me. No, it wasn't glowy or shiny, and it didn't make me extra dewy, but I didn't find that this kept me extra matte. This is a fine product. It feels super smooth on the skin, which I like, and I will happily use up all of the other deluxe samples I have, but this is not something that I actually want to repurchase. I had just hyped this up so much. When I tried it, I was like, that's it. So happy to have another primer used up. If you guys have seen my makeup inventory or my makeup collection I posted at the beginning of the year, which updates for both of those will be coming in January, I have a ton of deluxe size face primers. It's really fun for me to try them out, and this one just didn't do enough for me to consider repurchasing it. Then I did use up the Urban Decay Perversion mascara, and this is amazing. So this has been one of my favorites for years, and then I thought maybe it's not that great, so I'm happy I put it into this project again because I fell in love with this. And this mascara does have a wet formula, which is my favorite. It does have a natural bristle brush. This mascara gives a lot of thickness, fullness, a fluffy look to the lashes, and it does help lengthen them a bit as well. I just fell in love with this mascara all over again. I do get a little bit of smudging under my eye, but it wasn't that bad, and I think it's really whenever my contacts are irritating and I'm constantly like twitching my eye around trying to mess with my contact, I get mascara smudges all over the place. So it's like no matter what mascara I use, it's going to happen to me. So this is a product I'm happy I have a few more deluxe size samples of because I fell in love with this one. So I'm happy I put it into the project. And the last thing was the Jack Black Intense Therapy Lip Balm in the Natural Mint scent. The packaging has started to rub off. I twisted and mangled this thing so much to get out every last little bit. This is a really awesome lip balm. It does feel really intense and hydrating. I love the natural mint scent because it is cooling, but it also comes in several other scents. I think this is around $7.50, but definitely get this from Ulta or Sephora when there is a coupon if you're not wanting to spend that much. But this tube lasts me forever. I like this much more than the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. That one just feels like petroleum jelly to me. This one has a nice thick consistency without feeling too heavy or sticky. I definitely do plan on repurchasing this. Next, I have two items that I did already hit my goal on, but I was able to actually exceed my goal and make more progress. I wanted to update you. And the first thing is from the Balm Meet Matte Nude palette, and we have an empty pan of matte Malloy. I was finally able to finish up this matte white, which I was using to highlight under my brow bone. This lasted me forever. I've repressed this so many times and it still took me forever to get through. I've been using a couple other things and honestly nothing compares to this. This is just the perfect shade of white, the perfect consistency for me to use as a brow bone highlight, so I will certainly miss it, but it does feel like such an accomplishment to get this used up. If anybody ever used this for a pan that palette, that would be quite the challenge and I would be so incredibly impressed with you. Then I also completely used up Urban Decay Foxy from the Naked 2 palette. I was using this to set the primer in my crease and it is completely used up, which I'm really excited about. This shade's just fine, but not something I would purchase in the single. So now I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts on the items that I had used up in previous updates. The first is the Lancome Tinty Doll Ultra Wear Foundation in 140 Ivory Neutral. This foundation gives about medium coverage with a natural finish, which is not my favorite. I do prefer full coverage with a satin or matte finish. This line also does not have a good shade match for me. All of the fair shades are really peach or really pink. This one was a little peachy for me. It was a little dark and it did oxidize. So overall this foundation is just okay. I was really happy I got this little mini to throw into my project, but it isn't something that I would repurchase. I also used up a mini of the Dermablend Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I do like using this in my first impression videos to set my entire face, but I love it most to set under my eyes. And I did repurchase the big size of this during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I do find that this does give a white cast, but I actually like that in a sense because I feel like it helps brighten up under my eyes, where so often loose setting powders darken my concealer. I just have to be careful I'm not using a concealer too light because then my under eyes look way too light, but this makes my under eyes feel super smooth. It isn't heavy, it doesn't look drying. I really like this powder, so I'm happy that I did repurchase that already. Then I finished the MAC eyeshadow in Omega, which I was using as my brow powder. This is a very light cool tone color, great for cool tone blondes. Because it is an eyeshadow, it is very pigmented, and MAC eyeshadows are a little more densely pressed, so they will take you forever to go through, so you definitely get your money's worth. I do like this shade. It matches my natural color pretty well, but however, I do always dye my hair more of the strawberry blonde, so I'm using the Lorac Take a Brow Kit in the shade Blonde, which is more warm tone and more fitting for the color I dye my hair. But if I ever, but probably not because this is like a really hideous color, but if I ever did go back to my natural color, I would repurchase this. But I would definitely recommend trying other MAC eyeshadows for brows. I know you can definitely look up blog posts and YouTube videos for some good shade recommendations, but I do enjoy the product itself. Then I used up the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is my favorite. I have been using this consistently for a year and a half, so you totally get your money's worth. I do like that this comes in a little squeezy tube. It's nice and sanitary. That way, I do have pretty oily eyelids, and this really helps to keep my eyeshadows from creasing, last all day long. Highly recommend this, and I will repurchase once I get through a couple of the other eye primers in my back stock. Then I used up a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Summer Lovin. It was a tie-dye finish. It was limited edition, but it was a rose gold. Definitely not my most favorite rose gold. I prefer Weenie, Lala, and Amaze over this one. So even if it was a permanent product, I wouldn't repurchase it. But you guys know I love the Super Shock shadows in general, and I feel really happy to have another of those used up. And the last thing I finished was a little mini of the Tarte Tarteist Glossy Lip Paint in the shade Obvi, which is a really nice warm peachy nude. I love the applicator because it is that flat doe foot. I think it really just adds a lot of extra product to the lips. And I love this formula. It is a little thicker, so it sticks around, but it doesn't feel heavy. It is not sticky at all. It feels very smooth, and it has a really nice medium opacity. Now, I'm not going to repurchase this right away. I've seen these go on sale at Macy's for half off a bunch, and I'm just crossing my fingers that maybe these will go on sale during Ulta Cyber Monday time and I can get them. I missed these when they were a weekly wow because this shade and the other one I wanted goals were sold out, and I would love to buy this in the future. I'm really impressed with this gloss formula. Really happy I put it into this project because this is something I definitely neglected, and they ended up falling in love with that formula and that color. So guys, that is the finale for my Finish 13 by Halloween project pan. I am so grateful that Shai asked me to be part of this collab. This was so fun. So many amazing ladies that I love their channels, and it was really amazing to be able to collaborate with them, and I'm really happy I was able to work through some really awesome products. If you are interested in seeing other project pans from me, I am currently also doing a fall project pan, which I will have linked up in the cards in case you want to see some more panning from me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.